Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey. Humans can do some incredible things. We save lives, we invent amazing products, and as a species we've come a very long way. But some humans use their ingenuity to commit deeds that are, in the words of Garrick Ollivander, terrible but great. Terrible. Let's look at some of the most impressive scams ever. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below. And if you want more, check out our biggest history questions playlist on the channel. Now get ready, it's time to ask the question, what was the greatest scam in history? Now of course, choosing one scam as the greatest is very subjective. Everyone has their own definition of what constitutes a great scam. For this reason, this video will highlight 3 impressive scams and we'll leave it up to you to decide which is the greatest. Let me know in the comments section which one you think is the best. And now, the scams. Let's start with one of great historical significance, the donation of Constantine. A document was supposedly written by the Emperor Constantine of Rome on his deathbed in 337 AD that would cause the city of Rome, along with the western part of the Roman Empire, to be transferred to the Pope. This was used to convince King Pepin of the Frankish Empire to give the papal lands to the Church. For hundreds of years, this document was used by the Church to defend their power in Europe and justify their authority over the people. It wasn't until the mid-1400s that Lorenzo Valla, an Italian humanist and priest, was able to prove it was a forgery. This was largely done by pointing out anachronisms in the text, referring to things written about in the document that wouldn't have been known at the time. For example, the donation refers to the province of Judea, which Constantine would have called Palestine in his day. Due to said anachronisms, it's believed that the document was actually created sometime in the 8th century, several hundred years after Constantine's death. While the church stopped using the document, they didn't admit that it was a forgery until a century later. The next scam is one of the most famous ever, giving name to an entire variety of scams, the Ponzi scheme. You've no doubt heard of this and probably know roughly how it goes, but I'll explain it anyway. To give a bit of background, Charles Ponzi was an Italian immigrant to the Americas who quickly took to crime out of desperation after losing his job as a bank teller. However, one particular scam of his would make history. It started out more innocently, with Ponzi earning money from the sale of international reply coupons, or IRCs. These could be purchased and exchanged for postage stamps from another country. Ponzi realized that he could buy IRCs in one country, then trade them in a different country for more expensive stamps. By using a variety of agents in other countries, he was able to make over 400% profit on the most lucrative of these sales. However, Ponzi took it a step further, deciding he could do this even more if he had investors. He made ridiculous promises of returns of 50% in 45 days or 100% in 90 days, something very few people could pass up. And he did keep his promises, seemingly miraculously, with investors making great gains. However, it wasn't so much of a miracle as it was a clever scam. Ponzi used the money from new investors to pay off the old ones, with the happy customers bringing more and more new investors. At its peak, Ponzi was reportedly making $250,000 a day. However, in August 1920, the Boston Post began investigating his returns, eventually leading to his arrest, imprisonment, and later his death, penniless in Brazil. This idea has been used several times since, like in the case of Bernie Madoff, who stole even more, and allegedly the company BitConnect, which shut down recently amid allegations of being a Ponzi scheme. Finally, let's finish off with a scam that affected history rather little, but was just plain awesome. Victor Lustig's sale of the Eiffel Tower. In 1925, Lustig, already an experienced conman, posed as a government representative and invited 6 scrap metal dealers to a meeting in Paris. He told them that the city couldn't maintain the tower any longer and intended to sell it for scrap, something that must remain secret until everything is in order. This wasn't as outrageous as you might think. At the time, the tower wasn't in very good condition and it had actually been set to move location years before, in 1909. He settled on a man named André Poisson, whom Lustig thought was hoping to prove himself and find a spot in the big leagues of scrap metal. However, Poisson's wife was suspicious, so Lustig had to do some serious acting. He confessed falsely that he didn't make enough money as a government official and was looking for a bribe in order to secure the contract for the tower. This allayed the fears of Poisson, who saw this as a more believable reason for the rushed and secretive nature of the sale. Poisson delivered $50,000 to Lustig for the Eiffel Tower, as well as a $20,000 bribe. Lustig fled the country before he could be discovered, with the equivalent of almost $1 million nowadays. As it happens, Poisson was too embarrassed about the whole thing and didn't report it, leading Victor to try the scam a second time. This is why he's often called the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. However, the second sale didn't actually work out, as he was reported to the police and had to flee the country. Well, there we have it. 3 incredible scams, but only one can be the greatest. So, what do you think? Does one of these scams stand out from the others? Or do you know of any other scams that would blow these out of the water? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I look forward to hearing from you. Also, if you'd like a whole video on a certain scam like pyramid schemes or the South Sea Company, let us know in those comments as well. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey with Life's Biggest Questions, wishing you the best of luck on your quest for answers.